Here is his brief profile. Dr. T.P. Sasikumar is a man and a mission to redefine the learning pattern in today's generation. He took birth in Naduvil, Kannur, Kerala in 1964 and studied in a village school. During his 8th standard, he was put into a special school in the nearby town but was thrown out of the school for being a bad student. He passed secondary education from his village school with just 2nd class. From Payyanur College, he passed pre-degree, equivalent to present day 11th and 12th in 2nd class. He started valuing education from his degree time and later had many features in his hand with MSc, MPhil, PhD, LLB, MBA, MS. Thus, he himself is an example of how an average student could transform into a knowledgeable man with number of degrees. I think at this point it deserves a big applause. Dr. TPS philosophy in life is flow like a river and blow like a tree. He enjoys the storm and fall in life, what we term as a struggle. Like a fallen tree rising to the next day's sunrise, keep growing in your life. According to him, every moment is an opportunity, and not missing those opportunities is what gives success, and creating a lot of such success in life is the credit one must take into account. Dr. TPS worked as a scientist in Space Department for 2 decades since 1989. He was director of UGC Academic Staff College at Calicut University in Kerala and went on to serve as a deputy director at Directorate General of Security Cabinet Secretariat, New Delhi, before taking a voluntary retirement in 2009. If continued with government, he would have reached these high positions, but he opted against it as he always had an inner passion to teach and to show direction to the diverse, otherwise directionless youth of today's generation. He also had short tenures as Professor of Management with JNTU Hyderabad, as an Executive Director in an engineering college under Kannur University, and a CSR, Educational Consultant with Shobha Developers. Dr. TPS also conducts teaching training sessions, as he believes that teachers are those ones who make tomorrow's citizens. He teaches them what is effective and effective teaching, educational techniques, etc. He has already reached more than 5 lakhs of teachers, apart from 9 lakhs of students. Dr. TPS is always available for students for any questions. He has over 60 blogs for the benefit of those who want to learn, acquire knowledge. His passion for life, for him life is an acronym which stands for learning is investment for future learning, or live or learn in full enjoyment, has made him to author books like Life Made Simple, Life of Love, Life is to Live, Life's Reflections, etc. His books are so close to heart that those who read them will find solutions for all problems, highly motivational and grievance redressing tips. Parents and teachers do approach Dr. TPS for their individual, family, professional and social solutions. He is a true life coach. To raise students with high aspirations and direct towards knowledge, a few books from him in this direction are Makers of India and Civil Services Prelims Handbook. Dr. TPS conducts live unconferencing camps at his 200-year-old home, Nanam in Naduvil, Kannur, Kerala, and builds values among the youth by leading as an example. Past 3 years, more than 20 camps were attended by around 600 youth from various parts of the world, many from Gulf and West. From PG to KG, working professionals and people from all walks of life with an open mind to learn, do attend. All these camps have a very informal setting with emphasis on learning and sharing. Dr. TPS' message for today's generation: dreams must keep changing, as dream is created from the knowledge that one attains and the world he is exposed to. In his own words, in my early age, I had limited small dreams to be a teacher, to a rich man. Then during my PhD, I wanted to be a good researcher and professor of mathematics. While in job as a scientist, wanted to head a unit of ISRO to make it a model research institute. Now the dream is to create good administrators for India. That's why I am with a lot of bright students, making them civil service aspirants. In 2018-19, Dr. TPS is in Columbus, India, as a residential guru for the Sri Ganesha Mandir and chaplain for Hindu Society of Southern Indiana. Active with many spiritual sessions, in 2020 he worked as a virtual or online mathematics professor for KL University. I think the list keeps on going, and let's know every detail of him through himself. And I think he's a living example for all of us, and I'm sure that his talk today will inspire all of us. With this, I would like to invite Dr. TPS to come onto the dais and take over the session, sir. Thank you very much.
Namaskar.
Namaste, sir.
Thank you, Professor Madhu, for that. I was asking you not to introduce me, but I love to listen to what my student writes about me, right? In fact, when he asked me, I asked my student, send it something. She's in US.
Oh,
That's
okay.
with their columns because she only arranged it.
Right.
I got that student from CB, JBREC on March 2009. I went there to inaugurate the computer science center. It's old data.
Okay.
5 lakhs and cost more than billions.
Oh,
And she came from US to attend the camps, probably 20 of them. That's why she looked at you.
okay.
Right? She is an MIT graduate with full fellowship, 0 penny paid.
Oh,
And she sponsors most of my activities. All these gadgets are sponsored by her. Okay. So I've got some brilliant students. So some of them keep contacting. So when you asked me, I said, make something. So she had something, so I posted it.
right.
That's only to give some information, but that doesn't. But then, in fact, when you read, I go back to my what I have done, what I have not done, right? But today I am a professor of ICFI on practices. There is a designation called Professor of Practices. I don't know if you know that.
We know it. We do have.
You do.
We do have in the campus.
So I met the Vice Chancellor very recently, Patnaik ji. He is a great spiritual man. He has got a lot of inclination. So I was showing my book on, that is not mentioned in that, The Gita Way.
Okay.
So I just gave that book. He offered me a process. This is the book.
Oh,
And in fact, that is again funded by my student. You can see this is Anusha's caricature. Her original picture is here. And this is me as she depicted. This is what I am. And this is a lecture or maybe a discussion. The Gita Way. If you Google, you will get the Gita Way. Listen, analyze, and practice. I taught Bhagavad Gita 2-3 times. One in United Nations Yoga Council because I'm an advisory board there. I stay with the United Nations Yoga Council. And this is, she calls me Chachu. I don't like anybody addressing me as Sir. Sir is an old title which everybody follows even now because we were ruled by Britishers. In fact, the British themselves stopped the title Sir. I wish I am a Sir, like Sir Isaac Newton, Sir C.V. But none of us are that, right? So instead of prefixing, we put a suffix, and that's actually a shame. Madam is a shame. But we are still under the British, even after 75 years. If you go to America and call your professor Sir, they will not give you appointment. If you call your boss in Gulf, most of my travels were in Gulf because Kerala's generally are in Gulf. Call a boss as Sir, and if he happens to be an American, he will ask you to come to his room and offer you a letter that will be termination letter. They hate because Americans and Britishers don't like each other, right? Do you know, yesterday I was talking to the KG teachers just before getting into flight from Kerala to Hyderabad. I was talking to KG teachers. So I asked them, which is that rhyme which you teach your teachers, students? Which is the normal rhyme?
Johnny John has spoken.
Another one. Another one.
Unfortunate. Nobody spoke about Sanskrit Slaka.
But none of them are required in our child actually today. Why do they want to learn Tinker? And another one which those teachers told was London Bridge is falling down, right? Correct? In the context of London only I am saying, why should we learn when some bridge is falling down in our lives? Stupid people will teach the same thing and we say new education policy,
Correct.
informal education, still people put tie in. Right? So I redefined the education in the early childhood, age 3 to grade 3. So I have a system of education in India where I keep traveling Punjab, Haryana, West Bengal. Every day I am in different places. And today evening also I have a session. That is on age 3 to grade 3. And the school is called Grandma Child Care Shiksha Gurukul. Right? Have you seen the LKG students sit in a seat? They will be of the half size of your chair, right? And the teachers keep walking in between. So which part of their body the students will keep seeing? You understood?
Yeah.
We have that sort of a mind. Why do I call it as grandma? No grandmother speaks to the child. The grandmother standing, kid sitting, right? It will be the other way. Correct? Grandmother should sit and kid should stand. So I keep saying all KG teachers should sit on the floor and start teaching, and children should call them as grandma. This is how I look at new education policy, because just you asked, I wanted to continue. But all of you talk about augmented reality. Correct?
Correct.
21st century. What do you say? New education policy, listen any lecture. Probably you must have also got many of them. No disrespect to any one of them. Tell me, have you heard this word 21st century education many times? Say yes. Yes?
Yes.
Century means how many years? Do you think education has to be discussed in 100 years time or 10 years time? Minimum 10 years, right? 10 years we have seen a lot of changes. Say for example, his topic is fluid mechanics. I'm a fluid mechanics man. What you speak 300 years back is still valid. But I'm sure computer science is not. Because when I was a master's student, computer science knowledge was just 1 month. Any professor can finish. We had a great VAX 11 by 780. The hard disk was of the size of this board. I worked on VAX 11 by 780, Fortran 4, Fortran 77, Pascal. I don't know, none of you must have used the punch card program. I used that. Tuck. I was in Cochin University, so we didn't had a diploma program which can provide 6 months knowledge in computer science. Therefore, computer science and operation research was combined and given as PGDC. Right? Computer applications plus operation research. Because 6 months to teach, we don't have syllabus and content in computer science. Only 40 years. Now a lifetime is not enough to talk about computer science, right? So,
Yes.
and KG students have got all these gadgets. I can show augmented reality to you. I can get lion here. You can all get. Go to Google 3D animals, take them there, play with them, bark. They identify you and they will bark you back. You can see my DP, it's not my dress. I put a Japanese dress. I play with all this. And I keep saying all KG children should learn this. Correct? So which is a 21st century education? We have to be informal, traditional, old knowledge, Indian system. We don't have to learn what is oak tree, because oak tree is not around, right? But their syllabus still have got oak tree. Why am I saying to you? Because you are all educational people, you are all thinking great. But your children will also go to L kilogram, U kilogram. Right? And they will also become PG without having no sense. I was teaching KL University during the COVID. After COVID, I left because I don't want to go to university and stay there. Online, I can teach anyone. I was teaching BTech, BBA, MBA. All the classes are available on YouTube. Okay. And many people will come, nobody will attend the classes. Switch on and then face will not come. And then, what is that I was teaching? My paper was campus to corporate. I introduced the paper in KL University. How do you make your children to get into corporate companies? See, the same girl who, why did she spend money for my books? She learns from it. Why? Because when she finished, she met me in BTech second year. And the time she passed out, 23 companies offered her job.
Yeah.
You name any company in Hyderabad. Before she passed out. General Electronics, Infosys, but she asked, where should I go? I said, don't write GATE. I was preparing her for civil service. And we wrote a book, Civil Service Speech. I did not write, she wrote it. You can see her name. But under that, with the DrTPS. And this book is only a report on what I taught. And that became a book. How to prepare for civil service. I said your focus is civil service, not GATE. Don't go for MTech. MTech is useless. Unless you want to become a teacher, don't do higher studies after BTech. That's what I said. Because if you look at the package, BTech gets more than MTech. Department of Space, if I announce an advertisement in BTech, and if MTech applies, we call it as disqualification. We don't call them. Because once you become specialist, you will not learn. Most of them will not learn. They'll say, my specialization is, what is that? After electronics, in those days people used to do, what is the specialization in electronics? No electronics?
They are. EC.
Signal processing, image processing.
Yeah,
Space
but
communications.
eh?
Space communications.
Yeah, very specific image processing. I'm an image processing. My subject is signal processing, image processing. Suppose my project is not an image processing, and if I appoint an image processing man in my office, and I want that student to work in geographic information system, the whole period they will become depressed. Understood? But if I get a BTech, I can train them in 3 months. So I told GATE is not required because you are not going for. But already paid money and then exam registration was done. The previous day I told go and take hall ticket and write exam. Now you know why I said don't prepare for GATE. With your BTech you must be able to write GATE and get it. Then you are a BTech. Understood? And she got 90 or something in the Indian track. Not a bad rank, right? Without preparation. So that is how I make my students. You must be ready for exams any point of time. Right? But she didn't write civil service. She got into MIT and got into a job. Probably any civil servants will not get that much salary what she gets, right? Earns a lot of money. Enjoying life. American life is much better than Indian life. Earlier when I got admission in Canada, I said, no, I will not live in India. But the same man after so many years I am saying, because I thought India will progress, India will develop, but nothing is happening. That's basically because our problem is what? What is India's problem?
No.
You know the happiness index of India? Worse than Pakistan.
Oh.
Look at the system. Why? Because we have a lot of people who think that they know and they don't know it. Atnana Tibiranandasya. Have you heard of this? Sloka? But you must have heard of the beginning of this sloka. All of you should keep on writing, or else you will forget. Anyway, you can see this on YouTube very soon. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I have got 1 week a lack of processing. Every day I post. There may be more than 8,000 videos. More than 19 blogs, not 60. What is that general mantra which we chant when a program starts? Guru?
Brahma.
Okay, now tell me Guru Brahma, what does it mean? Guru Brahma means what?
Guru is creator. Guru is creator.
Creator. Who is that?
Brahma.
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 Where is he? But we chant Guru Brahma, Guru Brahma, Guru Brahma. Hardly we see a temple for Brahma, right? Vishnu plenty. He has got a lot of followers. Most marketed person is Vishnu. Correct? Yes, sir.
Yes.
Where is Brahma?
Created.
Guru Brahma.
Hridaya. Repeat.
Hridaya.
Hridaya. Guhaya.
Guhaya.
Madhye.
Madhye.
Kevalam.
Kevalam.
Brahma.
Brahma Matram.
It's a great mantra to be learned. Brahma is inside your Hridaya.
Yeah.
And all of us had. In childhood we had this. What is that? Every child will ask, what is this, what is that, what is this, what is that, where did you get it? Correct? Lot of questions. The quest for knowledge is the root for creativity. And that is the root for PhD. You should have question, then only you can do PhD, right? So who is that? God. God is not a good word, that's why I'm resisting myself. Who is the Ishvara for the Murti for? We use the word English because everybody understands. Right? Otherwise, I like to call it as Ishvara, Murti, Sankalpa. Who is that? Brahma. Correct? So we should have a question. When you do PhD, I should have a question. And the answer is given by who? Saraswati. That is why Brahma's wife is Saraswati. That happens all the time, right? Wife is not nearby, you will ask the driver. Even the chief minister goes, if there is a traffic jam, immediately he will ask the driver, why? What is the problem? Correct? Do you think chief minister is more knowledgeable or the driver is more knowledgeable? It's natural. Always we will ask questions to whoever is beside. But wife will not ask husband. Because they are called husband. Correct? He can laugh like this only when his wife is
Not there.
Otherwise, wife will say, what is that great job? Nothing was there. Because she was envying on me. And she doesn't like him. So whoever is beside is the person whom she likes. Correct? These are all problems. Why am I telling all this? Because your title is given like personal emotions. Understood? Development. What is that development? What is there in centuries back is not the development of today. Understood? So 21st century development should not be what we are talking today. We should be talking about
22nd.
third decade of 21st century. So I call today's world as 3, 2, 1 world. So which world we are into?
Third.
Google it. You will get only one person. That's defined to 15. That's my word coined by me. 3, 2, 1 world. So this is a discussion of Bhagavad Gita in the 3, 2, 1 world, where a student asks the mentor lot of questions, but no slokas mentioned. The essence of Bhagavad Gita is being discussed. Understood? Why the younger generation doesn't like the old slokas, right? Which has a lot of essence. One sloka is good enough for me to cover one full day session. Right? Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, creativity, Saraswati, all that is fine. I do blah 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 with Saraswati on my tongue, but at the end, Lakshmi should come to me.
Lakshmi.
Correct? Without Lakshmi, no petrol will come. Action will not happen. Nothing moves in this world without action. God is Vishnu. Vishnu cannot work without a Lakshmi. That's why our first sloka. I have a book called Nitya Sloka. Go to my website, you can download the PDF. Nitya Sloka is Karagri Vasati Lakshmi. Chant. Don't do this. Do this.
Yes.
Karagre. Everybody understands, right? Karagre. Karagre. Vasate Lakshmi.
Vasate Lakshmi.
Karamadhye.
Karamadhye.
Saraswati.
Saraswati.
Because traditionally, while writing, the pen was fixed here, and this was the writing standard. That's why Karamadhye Saraswati. Karamule.
Karamule. Karamule.
Somebody knows. That's why. That is why Govinda has more marketing. See, two ladies, and after that Govinda. Why you have to put Govinda behind the other person's? Not required. Actually, these are all modified versions. What you hear from the so-called SAD Swamis. You know what is SAD Swami, right? Most famous Swami in India is.
Nitya.
What do you call? SAD you will write, but read as.
Sad.
So they are all SAD Swamis only in English. You will not listen them chanting some mantra because they have not read anything from India. They marketed from somewhere else. Okay, they themselves are psychic, most of them. You're getting what I'm saying? I'm from a traditional Indian guru who is called Brahmashri KPC Anjan Patadaripa, who was the guru for Maharishi Mahayugi. So Maharishi Mahayogi's guru is my guru. And I'm not a meditation man, I'm a silent man. We don't teach meditation. Meditation cannot be taught, but you can see on the big grounds people are being selling meditation, right? What is meditation? Going inside yourself and then bringing up your Brahma. But then how can I say I went for meditation along with my family? You have to be alone. You have to be inside you, not outside. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana. I can take you up to Dhyana, not in Samadhi. I can give you water, but I cannot tell you the taste of water. The taste of water depends on your taste, not my taste, right? So nobody can teach meditation, but being taught meditation. Even my website, my YouTube, I have put DrTPS meditation because that's only the way. If you write Samadhi, nobody will look at it. Correct? Samadhi is the going inside self-actualization, where you realize. That realization is the Maslow's principle you heard. You heard Maslow's principle, basic needs. Roti, kapada, makan. Correct? Then emotional balance. I want somebody to be. I need a house, but not enough. I need a wife. Today, wife is not required. I need a minimum Wi-Fi. Correct? Something is required. I want some time pass. That's it. After that, intellectual. Then I want to get education. Correct? Then all that what you want, you go to temple. He will tell you what is the ultimate goal you want. You want to get married, do a puja in the neighboring temple, but the priest will go and tell Vairagya Siddhyartham Samarpaya. What does it mean? Vairagya. You are asking for Vairagya. I don't want anything, I don't want anything. The poor priest is being cheated, or the God is being cheated, or you are being cheated. My guru is a tantri who does the sthapana of temples. That's how I got the privilege to go to America to make temples and all that. So I know how to make temples. I am the person who is telling you that all these are waste. But that gives you a peace of mind. Right? But that is also being sold in India. That is where you get not satisfied. We all do very good in examination and then say, God's gift. So all your effort is useless. The teacher was useless. Correct? We all problems, it is because of you. Paripurnam tadastute. What is the sloka? You know, all the priest will chant mantra and say, Kriyahinam, Mandrahinam, Bhaktihinam, every karma, everything what I did, if some mistake is there, Paripurnam tadastute. You are responsible, I am not responsible. Therefore, you can do any mistake. Correct? Why? Because he is chanting mantra, but his thought is on your pocket. how much he will give because he has to pay his electricity bill, right? Correct? And then what is he chanting? He doesn't know the meaning. What we do in the class, we don't know the meaning actually, most of them. That's a problem. Do you know the dictionary meaning of most of the words which you tell in your classrooms? When I used to select physics teachers or mechanical engineer, I used to ask them what is gravity. They come for a process first, and what is that I'm asking?
Gravity.
How many of you can write down and then go and Google and then find out the meaning of gravity? You must not have even thought, right? Because you took it for granted. Understood? You never asked because Brahma did not come out. You slapped Brahma with a lot of Saraswatis, lot of blah blah blah, but no thoughts. The thought should come. That is personal. I don't know that I don't know, but what do I do? I will not tell. Why? Because we are not individual, but we have somebody beside us. All the time we are worried about what do others think or do. Then we will not learn. Children will not think. They will learn very much faster than all of us. That's why I wanted to teach age 3 to grade 3. If I can teach them, they will excel. Understood? We are not had, I didn't had that liberty. But then I have to struggle a little more. Ask every bit of, every word which you can ask questions. ANURAG means what? What is ANURAG? You are in that university, right? What is university means? The new education policy says there should not be a university for technical alone, medical alone, arts alone. Everything together is called the university. You understood? University means what? There has to be everything. You look at any universities in America, there will be 400 subjects to be learned. You can choose any one of them. And compulsory a mechanical engineer should learn music. Some humanities you must learn, otherwise you are not. But in any engineering college you look at electrical, electronics, mechanical, civil, they are all great. English, only when somebody has to give a welcome speech they will put English teachers. Hindi teachers useless. Correct? You have a grade, is it not?
Mindset.
Yes or no? It's a
Yes.
fact. I run a school in my village school, which is celebrating now 100 years. It's my grandfather's, and we have a beautiful system in Kerala. I can start a school, which can be my property, building is mine, land is mine, but it can be aided to school. I can appoint teachers, government will pay salary, pensioner. Understood? It's called aided system. So we own an aided system, and all my relatives who are useless become teachers. We ask them, we have a Hindi vacancy coming, Hindi, so that I can post you there. So how do we select subject based on? That's how Christian missionaries also run. They decide this person should become maths, so that there is a vacancy coming. A lot of Christian missionary schools in Kerala, because aided schools are all run by Christian missionaries. Very rarely somebody like our family had got our schools, and that's in a small village. But good. All my brother was my social science teacher, my cousin brother was a math teacher, my aunt was my everybody is there. Right? We don't speak out this. When you speak out our activity inside, we have problem, because somebody will say no. If I am recording it and posting it, my same brother who was a teacher there will listen. But still, why I am saying? That's my courage. You understood? Do you have that courage? No. Why you don't have that courage? We have a Swadharma and we have a Kudumba Dharma. Correct? We have a professional Dharma. What is advocate's job? I'm an LL. What's my job? If some client comes, I killed somebody, I said, don't worry, I'll save you. Is it ethical? Yes, it is ethical. It's a professional ethics.
Professional.
Correct? I am a professionally doing that, but doesn't mean I can go and lie what you want in somebody's place. No, I cannot go to my brother and then do lies. No, I will not. That's why I'm saying fact, truth. You should be dharmic. And dharmic is the value system. That is actually the soft skill. What is soft skill is? My dharma. What is my dharma? I have got a personal dharma. I have got a kudumba dharma. I love music. I want to play louder. No problem. The whole throughout the journey, the driver was enjoying music, but I don't. So what do? I put my earbud and then so no sound will come. No. Understood? I don't want him to say stop it because he enjoys it. Otherwise, his concentration. Whether my disturbance is more better to safeguard or my safety. So we balance. Understood? One of your relatives' marriage is there today. And Professor Madhu says you have to present. What do? You have a Kudumba Dharma, you have a professional Dharma. Balancing it is life. So what is life?
It's all about balance.
Every time. So what happens? There is a lot of conflict. Each one of us there is a conflict. My buddhi says I have to come here because it's academics. I was academic staff role director. So what happens? After 18 days I have to give a certificate. But I was a very tough academic staff role director. Unless you make a report every day. Before 9 o'clock start, the first person will be me. I will ask second person to sit in the order. So I know the attendance. Okay. The first person gets a chance to read the report. Accordingly, I will monitor them. Lot of evaluation schemes. But then there is an emotional concept. I cannot. You are able to concentrate because not because your intellect is very great. That's why he said, I will read the. Understood? There is an emotional attachment which comes. It's called a Gnani's principle in teaching methodology. I have a book on adaptive learning. Read that. How do you get adapted to students so fast? When you get adapted to students, boom, great. That feeling should come. Then only every children loves the subject because they love the teacher. Very simple. Understood? I was working in Aurora for some time. And then the environment science teacher left. There is only one teacher in environment science. Right? What do you do? I said change the timetable, put all the environment science students. Those days, third semester for electronics, fifth semester for. I said all of them put in the seminar hall, 150 to 200 children, I will teach environment science. You can see all the PowerPoint on my blog. What do? I put on the PowerPoint on the blog, but I don't tell that in the class. I will tell all of you read that and then come. Ask questions. 3-4 classes we can finish. I went to electronics, one of the class one day and I found most of the students were not there because they have an exam. Generally that happens, right? Preparing for exam, they will skip to the morning class, right?
Correct.
And for this exam, they will skip another class. I said, what is your exam tomorrow? Today? Database management. It doesn't matter. I said, today's class is database. You ask questions, I will tell you all your questions you ask, I will give answers. So that's what I do every day in my office for 20 years. What do I do 20 years? To teach, I don't require any textbook, right? So what department I was teaching in Aurora, I had only a designation professor, which department never wrote. Because I was teaching mechanical engineering because I'm good mechanics man. I was teaching shop floor management because I know how to project management, process management. This was my job in ISRO headquarters. So I think all of us can do different things only when we practice it. Understood? So is it correct that somebody called Guru Brahma? No. Only quest is not enough. What should be done? Happen? The quest should end in action. Who does action is called Acharya. practices. That's the last designation I got, Professor of Practices. And I'm also an Acharya for the Yoga University of Americas, wherein I can give PhD on Indian knowledge systems and all that. Yadyada janadi srashta tattadevetalochana sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartade. Bhagavad Gita says. Arjuna, don't run away from the war field. What will happen? Everybody will say, such a great warrior Arjuna ran away, and that will be a quote given for every person who is entering the exam hall to skip exam and run away. Every soldier's test is war. Every student's test is examination, right? Many people are fear of exams. You ask why people don't write civil service? 20 lakhs people register, only 5 lakhs write. 15 lakhs people don't write exam because there is only minimum number of chances, and if you fail, you lost one chance. What is that? Actually, fear of exam. Right? How can you get out of this exam fear? How can you get out of anything you want? To face that. Arjuna says, Krishna, it is easy to give lecture, but practically it is impossible. It's like stopping the wind. And Krishna says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya. Practice, 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 practice. So in the 3-2-1 world, what is that we have to practice? We have to be very fast. No slow process will run. Correct? They have lot of opportunities to learn from different places. Your job should be to direct them there. Lot of diversions at home. The relationships are very difficult. There is nothing called personal now, because everybody knows anything about everything. If you look at DrTPS, you will know where I am, when I am, what I am doing. Because every day I post what is happening, right? The airlines people know where I am flying. Your calendar you put immediately, they will tell you. You get an email. You book the ticket, you get an email. Your mobile also SMS will come. 7:45 is the flight. Immediately 7:45 they will give you a message. Put your phone on aeroplane mode. Air hostess need not tell. Understood? The flight is delayed. After delayed time only that will tell. Understood? It's very, very difficult to live in this world hiding yourself. If you are a social being, and you have to be a social being, because we are all social being. Being social is social being, but being in the society, being a social being, you are not social, then you are useless. What is soft skill? That's what I wanted to tell you. The title it is there. I'm picking up one by one, giving you just introduction. What is social being? Last time when I was traveling in Indigo from Delhi to Hyderabad, I had the middle seat. One boy was preparing for Mahindra University, preparing maths exam. So I asked him, what is your test? Maths. I can see you are ready, campus. Finished. He did not ask me, what are you doing? Who are you? Otherwise, the 2 hours I would have taught him maths. 100%. But the end I told him, you look at DrTPS campus, you will get all these solutions. I had 2-3 lectures minimum. That's good enough to understand calculus, right? Trigonometry you want to learn, DrTPS to learn. Because I taught a lot of things and all of them are put in a different style. Different style I teach. It's not that I'm not a great teacher, but I know the trick of learning. But then the other fellow I want to, but he was sleeping. It's boring actually. 2 people doing something else and I'm not getting sleep. Luckily, when the air hostess came, she asked coffee. But air hostess said, no, we don't serve you coffee unless you buy some items. Luckily, I had my food ordered along with that, but I said I don't want coffee. He asked, I said I don't want coffee. Correct. Then I said, serve that coffee to him. So I got a chance to talk to him, right? He's up. Then I asked him, what are you doing? You know, he has got 500 people working in agriculture under him as a researcher. He does microbiology. The rest of 1 hour 35 minutes, I learned the whole process of what? Genetically modification. How do They make breeds of different seeds. Where do they experiment? He's from Jalandhar. His office is here. He became a good friend of mine. And he takes member of parliament from different political parties to America to show how research happens there so that he can market his company here in Indian government and get permission for getting seeds from different countries. If I did not talk to him, I don't get knowledge, right? So where do you get knowledge? Every travel I get lot of knowledge which you cannot get in textbooks. He's a PhD from America in biotechnology nearly 20 years back. And he asked me, how do you get interested in this? Because you're a space scientist. I got introduced, yes. I said, I know Indian heritage knowledge in which Yada, Dikstan, Pro, Payet, which budding has to be done, how sprouting has to be done. And I have a book which is called Seedling. Seedling is how seedling is, but that's a different topic of how life has to get into the growth in full potential. All of us have to mold ourselves to the new generation. We have to develop how? Being social, social being. Being human, human being. Correct? What is life? Live in full enjoyment. What is life? Learn in full enjoyment. What is the difference between human being and social being and other animals? No animal will ask questions. Correct? What is that ability human being had? Every child will ask a lot of questions. Ahara. If you have not heard Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunani, Samani, Chaitani, Nrana, Pashuna. Pashu means animal. Nrana means human being. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithuna means sex. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunani, Samani, Chaitani, Nrana, Pashuna. For animal and human being, both are same. No. Those times when the poem was written, it was same. But today, no. Have a nice party, marriage party, full stomach done, then only you are seeing Rasagula. What will happen? Enough? No. Will you eat same quantity of food every day, or will you eat more food when there is a feast? Why? Because it's given free. Same day you go to a hotel, I am 100% sure you will not eat that much. But you stay in a hotel with a free dinner or lunch.
Complimentary,
correct? So why are we eating? Given free. What a stupid animal is it? You give beautiful lunch to a dog, and after that give one more chicken piece, it will hit like this. It will not eat. Because it knows how much it can eat. Mitam bhuktva, chant. Mitam bhuktva, shatam japtva, patashatam shanai, vamabhage shayanasya, vishagim kim prayojan. You will never require a doctor. I have never seen a doctor in my life except for giving lectures. Fit for last 40 years, 60 kilograms. You have a weighing machine, get it here. If it is 59 or 61, calibrate it and get it. I am carrying. Why you are not sick? Physically fit. So the development is not personal. What is personal? Personal, emotional development. That is your title, right?
Correct.
I was by hunting it in the car.
Yeah.
What is personal? Yeah, I will not tell anybody else that's personal, right? No. Your health is personal, which has no influence of somebody else. But your health is not personal now. Why? The party feeds you. You had a beautiful lunch with your girlfriend. You go back home, or boyfriend, and go back home, and your spouse, husband or wife says dosha is made for you. Will you tell I had sufficient dinner?
No.
Yesterday, by the time I reached home, 12 o'clock, my wife kept 2 dosha on the table and slept. Can I throw it or I have to eat it?
You have to eat it.
If I don't eat, she will ask, where did you eat yesterday? Correct. Luckily, she is not there in the morning to ask because she flown to Bangalore by the time I woke up. She is the director for one of the center here, ISRO center. So what I am saying is we are scared. We cannot tell that no, I don't want. If you tell I don't want, they will ask, for whom I made it? Eat. Otherwise, I have to throw it in the dustbin, right? So what are you eating? What is to be thrown in the dustbin, you are putting in your dustbin. Your eating is not personal. You understood? So what did it say? Development, personal development. Have you have the courage to say that I don't want? Do you have the courage? Saying no is personal. Saying yes is personal. Okay. You and another colleague together got down in the bus stop while the bus drops you and you want to have ice cream. Too hot, right? Hyderabad? Feel like having ice cream. Then what you will tell your friend? Tata, bye bye, go. Why? If I go for ice cream, they will also come, I have to pay, right? So immediately you will say, I have to meet somebody else, Tata, bye bye, go. No, I will also wait. No, he will be another half an hour. I have nothing else, I will stay. Finished, what to do now? Then you will act like the phone call is coming. No, he cancelled, let us go. Because you are scared. You think about your intellect is more and what you feel. And something happened to him, or assume one of your colleagues is in hospital. Accident happened. Then what you will say? Anyway, he will come next week, I will see. But Krishna Rama Govinda from the hospital, from ICU, he left without seeing you. Correct? The name is ICU, but he'll never see after they go to ICU. Assume that they go, then you will feel, oh, I should have gone. How many times it happened to you?
Yes.
Understood? That is because your emotion says, emotion is zero. Where is your emotion?
It is everywhere.
It's a big confusing thing, right? Where is your heart? No, it's difficult. Because manas is a Sanskrit word, it's a Telugu word, right? Where is your manas?
Honest.
Huh? Manas is the consciousness. When somebody gives you a pitch here, where do you get pain? Here. Pain is a feeling. The feeling is not in the brain, it's here, right? So there is a manas here. Do you know this? When you go back home, will you think? Is it this way or this way? Will you think or just walk?
Just walk.
Even if you are drunk, probably you may not reach your house, but you will reach your girlfriend's house. The manas is there, right? So who leads the legs?
Manas.
Manas leads. Why? There is a manas in the leg. It's called a consciousness. I was teaching in long back in the Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology. Okay? I was part of the CSIR team for ethics in research and such fields. So I was talking about some Upanishad mantra, yena chakshusha pashyati, yena chakshunchi pashyati. That's good enough to teach biology. The cell in your eyes doesn't have an eye. Are you getting? Carefully listen. The cell in your eyes doesn't have an eye. The cell in your ear doesn't have a ability to hear. The cell in the body, everything is same. But there is a consciousness which says, my presence is in the eye, therefore it acts as an eye. When I stand here, I am a teacher. When I sit there, I become a student. When I go to my brother, I become a brother. When I go to my children, I should become father, not a professor. Then they will start teaching. Understood? So we have a different role. Every cell in my body has a role, and all acts accordingly as per the rules. But are we acting according to our rules? No. You zoom your body, what you will see? You will see cell. Zoom further, what you will see? Molecules. Zoom further, what you will see? No chemistry teachers here? A biology teacher with a bigger microscope become a chemistry teacher. You will see atoms. Zoom further, you will become physics teacher. neutron, electron, proton, orbit, everything else. Correct? Understood? So there is a neutron and then electrons goes around it with a lot of gaps in between. Gap is more or material is more? When you draw atom, how do you draw? Neutron, electron, one here and there, and big space, right? Correct or not? So what is in your body if I use a big electron microscope of maybe 20,000, let's say. 10 power minus 15 atom. 10 power minus 25 nucleus. My son is a nuclear scientist. So they cut the nucleus. Nucleus have to be cut. So which knife you have to use? Electronic knives. Electron is the knife. Are you getting? To cut something, tomato, you need a knife which is sharper than the tomato, right? Otherwise you are only smashing it. You cannot cut it. So space is more. Yada pindhe tada brahmande. Upanishad mantra 6. Yada pindhe, every atom equal to the brahmanda. You want to know, with electronic microscope you cannot see atoms, but you look at the sky, you will see star going around, or you know the concept of sun and the planets going around it. Same speed electrons goes around the neutrons. Yada pinde tada brahman. Which microscope those scientists have used in the Bharatiya Shastra long back? Second alphabet in your mother tongue. What is the first alphabet? To listen to lectures, that is enough. But you don't understand something, the second alphabet. What is that? No answer for most of the questions, right? And we think that personally I am a professor, right? What is that? You know the morning chanting, the priest will chant. Saptavadavannandare Kalikare Prathamapade. In 27 Manvantaras. In Kalikala, Prathamapade. In Malkajagiri, Vishnupuri colony, flat number so and so. This fellow is coming and saying, I am the great person. He is nothing. And that place, millions of years, millions of Krimikidas stayed there. And this fellow is staying here for how many years? Maximum 120 years. One Purusha is. And he think I am ruling this world. What a foolish fellow we are. Understanding that my ability of having nothing in my life is called a Vairagya Siddhyartham Samadhi. I don't want it. I am only a trustee. When you get 500 rupees note, is there? No, yeah, it's there. We don't know when it will go and after. So that 500 rupees note, it writes that I have got an authority to transact with it. It's not mine. Otherwise, I can burn it, right? If I burn it, I will get arrested. I can only use it. So we are only a custodian. What is personal? This is my wife. Wonderful. Very good. Diverse. I don't know this lady at all. Right? Correct or not? Same person will become your stranger. Yes, my son, great, one, good enough. But he didn't tell me he is loving one girl. Do anybody will tell that I am to loving somebody in this world? They will not tell. They did not communicate. It becomes one problem for me. We become the enemies. So there is nothing called a personal. Why this not personal comes there? That is the second word called emotional. Why I am not able to accept? Because you will never do it. That's what I thought. You understood? See, I somehow left that person from the bus stop. I went for ice cream, but he came back and so I am eating ice cream. I never thought he will do this to me. If that XYZ is doing, I don't care. But we thought very close. That is emotional. So what is the conflict always? Brain. Okay, buddhi to manas. The conflict is always between buddhi and manas. I am now eating mirchi bhaji. Smell is so good, no? But last time I ate, next day I had tummy problem. So the problem is last time I ate is a buddhi, not from the manas. And this manas is feeling. Where is the feeling comes from? The input-output device for feeling. And the manas is the software in our body. I asked you, can you show the software in the computer? Is it working? The time it is booted up, time you are up, the software is up. Your Manas is up. Okay? Earlier I used to teach computer relating to input output device and all that. Now we have to do the other. Manas is the software and hardware, backup memory is the brain. You never had Mirchi Bhaji in your Manas. But the time I said Mirchi Bhaji from one of the output device, my tongue, immediately all of you started seeing Mirchi Bhaji. And the taste also came to your tongue. Smell also is there in your nose. All indriyas are connected. Correct? And last Mirchi Bhaji had a small black piece there and the green little. All of you are seeing all this, right? Understood? So your software is working. Suppose somebody says, I have no concentration, that means wonderful. Your brain is working. Understood? That is why all teachers have problem, because their brain is working. But brain is not working in tandem with the emotions. That is why all of you are beggars in the classroom. But please listen, please look at me. All these people say, correct now, look at the board please. If not to me, look at the board. Look at your book. They are looking, but indriyas are not. Eye is here, but ear is somewhere else. Correct? Indriyas are not in tandem. Mirchi Bhaji, everything was in tandem. But when you talk about some subject, what happens? Emotions are uncontrollable. And there are a lot of gurus who say, but you had another word, motivation. Great motivation. Motivate to learn maths. And the teacher took psychology because he never was good at maths. Are you getting? You call a pujari for you to get lot of wealth and that poor fellow begs you after the puja. Then why can't he do puja and get money? Ask this question now. Are you getting what I'm saying? Eh? No, motivation doesn't work. No motivation lecture should be given to students. All those people who are motivators, most of them are not motivated by them. There is a great saying, I wrote a book on how to make money. I couldn't publish it because I don't have money. I'm a psychotherapist. I see a lot of people became psychologists, psychotherapists because they had some mental problem. Look at it. Many of them had problems and they think that I had a problem, therefore I know how to solve others' problem. No individual's problems are, I don't have to fill it, right? They're all individual, they're all personal, they're all emotional, and each emotion is different. And no meditation is a solution for, if somebody is spending money. I'm from a Himalayan tradition, meditation master Swami Rama Swami Vedabharati. Mahamandaleshwar Swami Vedabharati is my guru. Not a small person. With that ego only I'd say. No meditation should be done. Swami Vivekananda says no meditation on crossroads. That doesn't mean no crossroad here. When you are in confusion, you cannot meditate. Okay? And all of us are in confusion. Right or not? All teenagers, adolescents are in confusion. Mental care is a big subject in this world. The other week, I wrote 4 books on mental care. This is for age 3 to grade 7, not for students, for mothers and teachers. Because I am the Chief Knowledge Officer for Mental Care India, which is taking care of lot of such problems in different universities. And this is navigating adolescence. This is what is required for. This is for adolescence, that means grade 8 to grade 12. Up to teenage is good enough. Then you can navigate yourself. You know what is to be done. How. Then for common people, I've got another book called Mind Matters. All confusions of today. I was blessed with a good time in my life, and that is COVID. Because traveling was curtailed, then what should I do? Vivekananda said we cannot have public activities and lectures, keep writing books. That's a lesson from Vivekananda. You should write. Your thoughts have to come out. And life in 3, 2, 1 word. How fast you have to become. There is nothing which you can stop. When before I come to ANURAG, I study everything about ANURAG because I go to website, I go and look at LinkedIn. Most of your profiles I will see if you are there. Check all that will be done parallel. Go to Facebook, see what students are looking at, understand what is the psychology. And teachers teaching in the 3, 2, 1 word. It's another small tips. Look at 20 points to students and 10 points to teachers on guiding children for engineering colleges. Young children, 30 points to students, 20 points to parents and teachers. All whom I deal in my life is teachers, parents and students. Why? My name is DrTPS.
Wow.
And my trust is called Shiksha. All of you can write Shiksha and take that Sha and then put the before that, it becomes SHIK. That's my name. So Shiksha is again DrTPS. My house name is Nanam. That is because Janaki is my mother, Narayan is my father. Nanam is knowledge, Janaki, Narayan and mentoring. That's my house. Do you have to be creative in life? Yes. When you are creative, what will happen? What is SDG?
Sustainable development.
No. SDG is Sanatana Dharma goals. I wrote a book on Sanatana Dharma goals, 108 points. There is nothing new in SDG. You have got a lot of lectures. UNDP came, give everybody education. SDG says, give good education. Good is perfect. That means UNDP said, give bad education. See, we don't think if something doesn't work and SDG, even though lectures are happening, many people doesn't know what is SDG, nothing is happening. Every point you can see in our Sanatana. What happens to our development? Development is we are always inventing the same way. All of you can see 4 fingers. A, B, C, D. What is it? A, B, C, D. In A, B, C, D there is a big rule which says between A, D is B, C. You understood? Whatever AD says, you can see a lot of BC inside. There is nothing new in this world which is not told by your BC people before computers. BC is before, I took birth in before computers. BC is before computer. What is AD? After digital. Understood? And here we have to be very fast. Development is not slow. Development has increased its speed much large. So focus, very difficult because a lot of diversions are. So how do you do focusing? Performance P is equal to that DrTPS formula. Performance P is equal to attitude A plus skill S plus opportunity O. There are a lot of things happening around us. Opportunity is neighboring, correct? Unless your attitude is very focused, you will get disturbed. But your attitude is very good, you can capture your opportunity much faster. So what is the problem today? Attitude. But there are a lot of people who have got great attitude, but they will not improve their skill. I have an attitude for driving, but I don't know driving. Learn. I have an attitude for swimming, but there is no swimming pool nearby. If you have an attitude, that nearby will be cut. You will go very long distances. How many of you have seen Unchai movie? I am a movie fan. I see a lot of movies. I make movies. Have you seen Unchai movie?
Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes or no, Amitabh Bachchan?
Yes.
How many of you have aspired for going to? Yeah, what I did is, I went. Immediately after Unchai, I felt that I must go. I went there. And you can see my reel with the Dunjai movie song along with that in many reels. Understood? What stops you? Huh?
Nothing stops.
Nothing stops. You know what Vivekananda said? Tushni bhava. What did he say? That is the proof. No motivation will work unless your tushni bhava is removed. Early morning. Oh, what a beautiful time. That is the time when somebody wakes up. Who calls you in the morning to wake up? Alarm? Neighbors, door is open. Milk boy, auto rickshaw sound. All of them are active, but you are not sleeping, pretending sleeping. Otherwise, you will not hear all of them, right? Yes or no? What are we doing in the morning? Pretending. Are we sleeping? No. But we all feel that tomorrow morning onwards, motivation. I have to. Correct? Tomorrow morning 4 o'clock. But tomorrow morning I'll think, why? Tomorrow is which day? Eh? Friday is not a good day to start. Let us start from Monday onwards. Have you seen the first semester kids' notebooks? Beautiful margin, nice handwriting. But after a few days, it will be like when you put mirchi there and ask a chicken to run in that, it will become like that, right? That's how the handwriting. Why? We are like that. Udyamam. Planning. I want to be. Think and become tank. Don't start. Udyamam. Sahasam. Jump into action. So tomorrow morning, how many of you want to start your day? The time you wake up, get up. There is a lot of difference. I use English very carefully. I started teaching English soon after my graduation. I was an English teacher to start with. I was teaching Wordsworth, Bernard Shaw. That's why when I wrote my poetry book, Rhythm of Life, I started with the Victorian memory coming back was my first. When I went to London, I thought I should have gone there. The Victorian celebration late visit. That's my first poem. Rhythm of Life. Because reading that all great poets, my ambition was to go and sit in the place where Wordsworth had sat, where Bernard Shaw lived. I went to all those places. Understood? That ambition have to be there. I don't spend my money for traveling. Somebody takes my tickets. I'm not rich. I'm not rich. I'm rich in my Uttar Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh doesn't. Many people are rich in Madhya Pradesh, but Uttar Pradesh. Have you seen young children while taking birth, they have a big belly and small shoulder. People become rich, they get back to the same state. Nothing improved in life. No. So what is required is you should have Udyamam, planning, jump into actions. That's called a sahasa. Okay? Today onwards. So I will guarantee that all of you will get up as soon as you wake up tomorrow. See the guarantee of somebody who is not with you, sleeping with you in your home. But I guarantee I will wake each one of you tomorrow. If you are ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
Because you are the role model for your children. Correct? If I don't do that, how do I tell my students you have to get up early morning and study, which I am not doing? All of you drink 3 liters of water before going to bed tonight. You will wake up early. You get up as soon as you wake up and your bladder is full. Otherwise, neighbors will see that your bed sheet is kept out. Shameful, right? For every big problem, there are small solutions. You don't have to spend a lot of money. And maximum water drinking will keep your health intact. I am not sick because I keep drinking. All of you should drink because we need a lot of water, especially when you are not sweating. Right? evaporation happens. Sweating is much difficult actually. And most of you don't sweat, you come to Kerala. If you don't sweat, you need a real treatment because your pores are not open. And pores don't open because you apply a lot of powder and complete. So you look good, you may feel good, but you never become be good. Understood? Don't color. If at all you want to color, you spend a lot of money, buy 2 bath, it will go again. Wait for May 13th, when they will put a ink there, ask them to give some ink and then apply it. Because that stays at least 3 months. Because that comes from security plus. Right? All these are useless. Looking good doesn't change you at all. Keyuranina, Bhushayanti Purusham, Harana Chandrochalam, Nasnanam, Navilokanam, etc. etc. All these makeups are useless. What Bhushanam? Bhushanam. More important is your words. Communication is not just communicating. Listen. The more you listen, the more you can understand. Understand, not learn. Understand. Word is very carefully used. Understand the concept. If you don't know, www.wordhippo.com. That's the best website for learning English. Synonyms, antonyms. Hip means you know, right? Hippo means this. Correct? So word you are hipping. Tilting. Synonyms, antonyms, word to use, word not to use, how to use, all that you will learn. I invested a lot of my time in that. That's why my vocabulary is good. Look at my poetry. It's beautiful poems. From a Malayalam medium. Right? How did I get into this? Effort. Skill. What is to be done?
Skill.
Skill. And there are a lot of opportunities out in this world. Got it? And you should balance work. Maybe you are not spending too much. Until my children were 10th class, I never went out for lectures. Because I know that I have to be with them. Morning, taking them to bus stop, putting them there, teaching them. But once they become 10th class, they don't recur anybody's guidance. So your mentoring is not just mentoring. Actually, it should start. But you all are getting children or maybe students who are all being transferred from one ward to another ward without a treatment. You know today's passing systems in examination. I was not invigilating, but somebody was invigilating. But nice to look at how students write exam and their intention, and you don't have any problem, right? So keep looking at. I saw somebody was writing. The question was, who is C.V. Ram? He wrote Raman was a good boy. He never did anything. He was wandering around. He doesn't know who is this C.V. Ram. He wrote everything beautifully. I took his hall ticket number. I was eager to know how much mark he got in English. 78 marks. Because the teacher doesn't know who is the C.V. Raman. That's a problem. Most of the very, very pathetic. So you have a great responsibility. I can mentor somebody, but you have a system in which AICT says 10 students to you, 10 students to you, 10 students to you, divided, mentorship is done. Right? What is your ability to mentor? Actually, you're all MBBS doctors. When there is a problem, you must be able to refer to some specialists. But no teachers have referred anybody to some teachers. Do it. I think 20 to 25% of the faculty has to be kept without any job. And no people will come and tell you their problems. When I go for lectures, the student, so many examples are there. Most of them, they come to me after the class saying that, no, I have this problem. Why you did not tell your teacher? No, they don't know. Right? You have a psychologist, psychotherapist, somebody posted counseling. I have never seen them. Do you think in today's India situation, somebody will go and tell, I have this problem, that problem to an unknown person? Nobody will. But you get an impression in them, a spark in them, definitely they will come back. And many of them don't know the solution, they will tell you do meditate. You know the great guru of South India in the recent past, from Telugu people, a lot of people go to Tamil Nadu. Right? Don't call such people. Ramana Maharshi. Heard of them? We forgot all of them. Go to Ramana Maharshi. Don't go to Ramana Maharshi. Read Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi, DrTPS. At least listen to that. Pranabandhanat. Let's sing. Pranabandhanat. That is breathing practice. Pranabandhanam is breathing practice. Pranabandhanat. Liyate mana. Your mind will become so cool and calm. Wonderful technique, right? Everybody sings that and then, but they did not read the second. Jalapakshivat Dinarodanam. It's like putting a bird in a nest. The time you open it, it will run away. In the class, very good, wonderful. As soon as you go, Bhagavad Gita, all that is taught. Shantam, Shantam, Shantam is taught, but they will start fighting in the vehicle parking area. What Shantam, Shantam? It's all nice to say, correct? A very rich man called a sannyasi and then said, come for dinner. I will provide you beautiful dinner. It's all arranged well. But then to show that he is a religious person, he said, let me do prayers and then come back to you. And Swamiji heard what he's asking. He's actually begging to God. That's what all of us do, right? Then the sannyasi said, I don't want to eat in your house because you yourself is a beggar. Don't. We have sufficient enough. I am rich enough for my cup of tea, desired. Now let me also do some social activities. Serve, serve, serve. The deserving. Understood? Serve, serve, deserving. Understand? But you should tell that yes, I am here just because somebody who heard me 2 years back in one of the colleges referred me here. You will not see me saying, no, yeah, I am here, call me, call me. No, because I don't care. If I am not having lectures, I am much better because I can write. Understood? And every day there is 1 or 2 lectures. Every day 1 or 2 lectures. So last 10 years, what am I doing is this. And therefore somebody will listen. Today in the car itself, at least 10 of them will call me. Because yesterday there was a posting on FB on one of my interviews. Invest your time. What is life?
Invest.
Life is learning is an investment for future earning. The earning doesn't mean bank balance. Earning means relationship. If among these teachers, one teacher becomes my student who understands, oh, there is something great. Let me follow him. Yadyada jagadishreshta tattadevetaro sayat pramanam kurude lokastadar vartade. Seeing him, I want to be like him. That is Acharya's job. Okay? So with this, why am I speaking like this? I can go on and on. Just because all of you are attending. If 10 of you would have seen your watch or 1 of you would have seen your watch, I would have stopped. I kept on seeing my time here. Why you are not seeing much?
Engrossed.
How many of your students sit in your class mechanical? I teach mechanical engineering and make them to look at it. I had 6 hours lecture, 48 hours classes, non-stop.
Mechathon.
6,500 children in one stretch. Anantapur. I told my BTech students when I went to different engineering colleges that you get all your old school, you go back and tell 10th class children how to write exam. There is a program. They went to different, they must have studied in different 10th classes, right? They told all the teachers saying that no, there is somebody coming there. And the Arts and Science College, where you are Rao, my old chairman of ISRO, studied in Anandapur. The college ground was full. Got it? Almost 14 years back. Then I decided, yes, I must quit my job. I can do something. Until then, I was going on into it. I think all of you should start thinking what you can do. Personal, emotional development. Did I cover that? What is the next one? Motivational. Did I cover that? Anything I left in that? So all of you, what you do is write 3 points. Role, one title. 4 lines as a gap. Then write another title, goal.
Goal.
And then another 4 lines, you leave it. where you have to write your roles and goals. And then another values. Role, goal, values. Balancing this is life.
Life.
So write down what are your roles. Write down what are your roles. At least 4 or 5 roles you write. Sure. What are your roles? Who are you? First,
Yeah.
that's the answer, right? Are you a daughter?
Yeah. Great.
Yes. For what?
For my family.
For your father and mother. So you write daughter, put one F arrow and one M arrow. Okay. Then write little away. Kalyanam అయిపోయిందా? Kalyanam అయిపోయిందా? Raise your hands.
Yeah.
Kalyanam అయిపోయిందా?
Obviously.
All of you keep your hand on your head. కళ్యాణం అంటే ఏంటి? కళ్యాణం మీన్స్ సంతోషం. కళ్యాణం అయిపోయింది. So go and ask your spouse, మీ కళ్యాణం అయిపోయిందా? అయిపోయింది. You are the reason. WIFE, very invited forever.
Oh.
Husband, husband भी हो सकता है. So you have a role there, right? You have a kid, right? So you are a mother, you are a daughter, you are a sister, you are also a faculty. That's also one role, right?
Teacher.
You are a teacher, you are a neighbor. So many roles can be written. Write all that role. Give some space in between. I'm going to give you. This is only starting. I'll give you another evaluation for that. And now role. Over. Now goal. What is the goal? I want to become professor. Every buffalo will become professor. It's only, I keep saying, your joint took with birth a little early. That's why you are here as the principal. Correct? If not this college, some college will take it. It depends on you. If not this hotel, another hotel you can eat, right? Depends on where you are. Doesn't make any difference. So what is your goal in life? What is that ultimately you want? Everybody want to make an image. You have to design your life. Look at design thinking, DrTPS. The modern design thinking subject in computer science, I put it into philosophical mode. Different goals, values. What is your value? I must have given thousands of lectures. Not even a single place I have delayed. If he has not sent me vehicle, I would have driven and come. If I am coming here by driving, I will be making sure that I am here half an hour. In Department of Space, 9 o'clock, I was always there 8:30. Not even a single day I attended somebody's death or marriage or Griha Pravesh or something skipping my office. That's my office job. This is my, even including professional body. I was secretary for remote sensing, secretary for cartographic association. I don't attend a meeting skipping. If it is in my office, yes. If I am going somewhere else, well, very, very disciplined. Yama, non-violence. Niyama, self-discipline. Not somebody imposing. He imposes. Yama, niyama, asana is physical exercise. Don't have to learn anywhere. You can do yours. Go to Ganesha temple, but don't show like this. But hold your left ear, right ear, cross your legs, touch this elbow to the ground. When somebody does, they ask you, are you pregnant? Why are you not doing it? Unless you are pregnant, you are supposed to touch this elbow to the ground. Otherwise, you are cheating God also. They know what is to be done. And why? Only in front of Ganesha, he says, if you don't do such exercise, your belly will become like this. He is symbolically saying, if you don't do, you will become like this. Only laddu here, keep on eating, you will become like this. And then what he ties here? Snake. Snake represents disease. Rahu, I am an astrologer. Your Rahu will tell you what disease you will get. 100%. If not today, tomorrow what you will get. What makes you to your death. So what Ganesha says? Disease starts from the death. This is illness. DrTPS, you will get a beautiful video. Distinguish between these two. So if you don't have value, what will happen? Somebody makes dosha for you. You go to somebody's house, you will say, without the tea you cannot get out. How is it possible? Yeah, I don't want. No, then coffee. I don't want. We force people to eat, right? Why do we force people to eat? If you want to take it, I eat. My body 90% is somebody's food because I keep on traveling. Somebody's house I will stay there and then eat there. That's my practice. But if I don't want, I will say, I don't want. That's it. I don't eat. It's very, very understood. The value has to be understood. When you go to marriage, just because somebody is giving food, don't eat. Midam bhuktva. How much to eat? Ardha puradeye annam. Half tummy has to be filled with annam. Tadardham varinam tada. Half of that half. That means quarter should be water. And why water is not. The rest water you will not drink because if I drink water I cannot eat that much. No mixie works without. This is a wet grinder, not a dry grinder. Without water, grinding will not happen. Most of your diseases starts with the tongue. Okay, so role, goal, values. Now only in the goal I am not. You decide what. At least role. Now write a number there. You are a daughter, you are a son of your father. How much mark you will give you as a daughter? Out of 100, write percentage. Are you 20% good to your father? Or 100% good? 80%? How good a wife you are, how good a husband you are? Write all numbers there. All the roles you start evaluating yourself. This is personal, don't show anybody else, okay? But today evening what you should do? Go back and ask your spouse, mother, how much mark you will give to me as a. Understood? Can you do this?
Yeah.
And you will see there is a lot of gap. And similarly, ask them also. And your house there will be a big fight between kids, father, mother, relatives, evaluation. If you don't evaluate, assume I want to improve my weight, what do?
Weighing.
I weigh. And then accordingly change my diet for making my physique very good. So weigh yourself, evaluate yourself. That's why examinations, tests. These are all tests. Every now and then do this test and then see, I'm 100% sure you know how to make your marks 100 out of 100. I am quite useless in my life if my wife doesn't say that I have a one problem. If my children doesn't say that, no, yeah, I'm so lucky I have got a father. My brothers don't tell me that I have got a brother like this. My father, he left me when I was 4 years old. My mother always keeps saying, Lakshana putra randinayo dharam, Lakshana putra randinayo dharam. You are not rich, doesn't matter. Because if you are a good boy, you don't require money. If you are a bad boy, don't require money. Correct? So money is not what matters. What is your dhanam? Your dhanam is your character. The behavior, the way in which you put yourself. Right? So my mother was my guru. She used to stay with me in Hyderabad, traveling from Kerala, in Malkajgiri house. She doesn't speak Telugu at all. From my village. But by the time I reach in the evening, she will have a lot of friends, all Telugu speaking. Communication is not language, communication is love. Understood? She will make some tiffin of Kerala item and then give. They will bring some tiffin. And as soon as I go, everything will be there. Eat. I'll say, no, sit there. On her lap, I sleep sometimes. You know the best meditation in the world? Mother's lap. Sleeping in mother's lap is meditation. A Himalayan tradition, Swami Ramas, he taught me a lot of meditation. I keep arguing with him, saying, no, the best meditation in the world is mother's lap. Every child, when they become upset, go to mother's lap, face down, they will put their face down, and then the mother will tap here and then say, don't worry, don't worry. Correct? All problems. Meditation is that you realize yourself that you are a small child in this world, in mother's lap. Right? I have got a beautiful book called Life Made Simple. And this book is an Orkut product. Before Facebook, there was an Orkut. When I give lectures, many people will ask questions. All those questions on Orkut I used to answer. And the first person in this world to create a book out of social media is me. No continuous reading. Open up anything and then start reading. Understood? So, you have a great role. What is that role? You are a child. Your mother should tell the neighbors, look at my daughter. I have such a wonderful daughter. Now what do they say? Look at somebody's daughter. Correct. Correct. The husband and wife will not tell that. But all will say, that boy is good, this boy is good, lot of comparison. So I was a very bad boy, thrown out of a school, being the worst student. Same school called me for distributing prizes for all the prize winners. Change, transform. You can transform using this. So personal, emotional, and that's a motivation. You keep your own. Have you ever gone to any chief minister's house or somebody? I've gone to, when Chandrababu Naidu was there, I conducted a large program here. I wanted a permission. See, he gave me an appointment at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. So either he must be sleeping after that or he would have been up before that, right? I went there, met him for a permission for conducting a program in the Necklace Road. That time Necklace Road was not totally developed. I conducted boat race, first person to bring boat race out of Kerala. And we had it 2003. See, 3 o'clock somebody works. And what are we doing? No time, very busy. Are you as busy as Prime Minister of India or what? I worked with the Prime Minister. I was in PM's office. We have dinner every month. How busy, but still he remembers small file which I referred to. They read. So most of the teachers feel that you don't have time. No time to read. No, should change. Read. 20 seconds rule. Unless you have water bottle 20 seconds away to snatch it, you will not drink water. Unless you have a lot of books around, you will not read. So you are a teacher only when you have a lot of books around. Come to Malkajgiri, see a lot of books. Look at DrTPS on Google Maps. Look at my house in Malkajgiri. It's a beautiful library. CAT, MAT, GMAT, IAS, everything is. You tell any subject, there will be a book. Starting from Upanishad, Vedas, different variety of dictionaries, philosophy dictionary, nurses dictionary. Because those days I didn't have internet. No, that internet itself is not there. So all of the dictionary itself is a collection of different dictionaries. Read, invest time. Because you're all teachers. For a long time you have to be with the students, right? They should look upon you saying that, no? Yeah. So that's your role. So every student of you should tell, I'm so glad that I have a teacher like this. You will not remember all your teachers. Will you remember? Will you remember all your teachers? But you remember at least a few of them.
Sure.
Is it because they had great knowledge or is it because they loved?
Because
They had an impression. They created an impression inside, right? That is what is essential. I had teachers who taught me in 9th class, who never taught me. They were in schools. But when I go to my village, they will come to see me. I've got him. Last 4 or 5 days I was there. I went and met him in his house. But then he said, I will come and meet you next day. But he couldn't because he's so old now. And he had sent me a message. My body is not permitting me, though I wanted to come. And somebody gives me a Bhagavad Gita written on Sanskrit on the left side and the other side, Malayalam. In his diary, 700 slokas. And then he says, I kept it for you. Now take it. Can you imagine your teacher in the school days writing and then keeping it for you after 40-50 years? Understood? Do you have such teachers? Do you have such students where you gave an impression? Do that. That is your role. Understood? Then you can say, I am 100%. Good. So every role, don't think that, no, I have to balance it. No, not required. You are not able to go for marriage because the class is there, but today evening you can go, no? Your maybe colleague is admitted after an accident. You think that he will come back, I will go. Will you do the same thing for your brother or sister or mother? You will run and go, right? So why are you not going? because he is not that related to you. But if you don't go, what will happen? The chance is lost. Understood? Why are you not going? The reason is you are not habituated. That's it. So you can see some people, some distance, that's good enough. Yesterday I was supposed to come, my sister expired 2 days back. So yesterday was cremation. Morning I went.
After 3 minutes.
Understood? So find a time for everything. It is not that you have to manage your time. What is that you are doing? Activity management. What is that to be done? All of you send a message to me. 100% you will get a reply today itself. Did I? Every message. I
Yes,
did.
yes.
Because if I don't do it today, tomorrow I will get more. You understood? We have 24 hours. All of you draw a picture of a jug.
Yeah, got it.
Draw a picture of a jug. Big activities you have, big roles which you are writing. Big roles. Big roles is you are a teacher, you are a mother. You are a daughter of your father, every day you don't go to them. But that can be, once you put the 3 big balls or stones in the jug, that is full. Is that full? No, there is space in between. So you can put small pebbles inside, right? Those small pebbles are your relatives, friends, where you have to visit a hospital sometime, marriage sometime, all that have to be done. Grandfather, father, everybody. Those pebbles are put, but still you have time. But you have still time? Yes? 24 hours is not full. So what do you do? Put sand inside. And those sand inside is your music, probably newspaper reading, book reading, all that. Still you have time. Your personal time. Pour water. Then it can be full. Correct? But you do the other way. First pour water, then sand, then pebble, you will see big stones will have no space. So time is not being managed. I cannot manage time because everybody has got 24 hours. I am not the owner of the. I can manage somebody only when he is under my control, right? Understood? We keep saying I am a big problem. I am in a big problem. Don't you say this? I am in a
Big problem.
I am in a.
Big.
Is there a big problem than you? Are you bigger than your problem or the problem is bigger than you? So English is wrong. Never say I am in a big problem. What you should say? The problem is in me. You understood? So when big problem is in you, it's not big, it's small problem. Because you are bigger than it. I am a small problem. Every problem becomes small problem. And if it is still big problem, what you should do? Drink a lot of water, go to washroom, flush it out. And say no problem. All problems will go. There is no problem in the world which is bigger than you. Tell this to your children 100 times. Millions of sperm from the father. Millions of sperm from the father. Are you getting?
Yeah.
Get into the mother's egg and only one sperm take birth and that's it. How many sperm did not take birth? Millions of them. Who are they? My unborn brothers and sisters.
Ah.
And I have taken birth by fighting with them. Is there any problem bigger than me? All of you raise your hands. Take it back and say well done.
Well done.
Okay? Even then the principal scolds. Look at him. Nice Kathakali on his face. Beautiful action. You know how to do it. Don't react. Okay? Wonderful. Very good. Yes, yes, yes. They like calling sir, sir, sir. Right? Yes, sir, yes. Do what you want. Don't worry. Do the same thing the way you want. Maximum what they will do. Throw you out. Wonderful. Thank you. Bye bye. I'll get some other college. If you're little good, you get it. And I used to teach in the Mani Channarandi Institute for Human Resources. Superintendent of Police, Superintendent of Medical College, all of them. Last 18 years, I am here in the same grade. Government is not giving promotion. I said, why can't you quit? If I quit, I don't get a job. That means you know you are useless. Still you want promotion. Understood? Why? When I am in space department, somebody gives resignation in the morning 10 o'clock. By 3 o'clock, I will relieve them. Get out of the place. No tomorrow. If you don't want to stay here, out. Tomorrow they cannot enter. Security Everything is clear. Library clear. Everybody I will call them. Is there any due? Sign. Here you will have to go to different departments. I don't do that. I call all of them. Finish him now. Before lunch, if you can throw him out, I am happy. But we give a lunch together and sit at Understood? Never thought. Somebody thinks that no, I will ask him, please continue. What? Please continue. Nobody is indispensable in this world. If I die, my children will be much better probability. When Indira Gandhi died, people thought India is what? If she goes, somebody else will come. Right? We are not indispensable. Think that nobody is indispensable in this world. Okay? So, right? I think I have given sufficient food for you to think. Think, and don't become thunk. What is to be done? Write questions and then on these topics. I think I have covered all the topics.
Yeah,
It's
but-
given me as an assignment. Done my job. Right? I don't use PowerPoints. I use
After the break, we have.
all questions.
Yeah.
Right? I don't use PowerPoints. I use only powerful points.
Great. Yeah, I think it's time to break. Let's break for our tea and then come back. We'll
Don't
have an
break that
interactive
last.
session.